Hello, my dear students. A very good morning to one and all. So, today for class 11th, I am taking note making. Note making comes under your composition part, and student, this consists of 8 marks in your exam. So, now what this note making is and how we write it, attempt in answer sheets. So note making, this is a journal thing that we all are doing in our higher classes. You know what notes are. Notes are something then we that we write in points, that we write in a way, in our suitable way, so that we can recall it very easily, or we can have a very brief story sum up of any chapter or any topic. So that is your note making. We all are making notes of your science subject also, especially in science, physics, chemistry and mathematics. We are making, not in maths, physics and chemistry, biology, we are making notes just to go through at once the whole concept. So in English, what this note making is, how we are making notes of chapters, and how we are, while reading any novel, any story, that also we can make notes of that. So now what this note making is exactly about, and how we attempt in the paper, we'll discuss in this video lecture. Now see, note making is a way of recording important details from a source. This is quite genuine, quite natural. If you are making notes of any topic, obviously you will write all the important points of that topic, the points that should be kept in mind and that should be revised at just one glance. So, note making is a way of recording important details from a source. This source can be any book, article, meeting, or any oral discussion. This generally you do while you participate in any debate. If you have participated or you are willing to do, you might know how we write the latest thoughts that comes in our mind. We just jot it down, we just write it out, we make points of that, so that while speaking we can just have a glance and we can speak about that. In note making, the writer records the essence of the information. It helps us to understand and clarify thinking. Note make save a lot of time by going through the notes made. Obviously, it will solve your purpose, especially if I talk only about English subject. If you are reading any chapter and you are writing main points of that chapter, you are writing main characters and their main activity, their main action that they have done in the chapter, and while exam time you just go through those notes. This will save your a lot of time rather than going through whole chapter. One can get a glimpse of a lot of information from a short note. So this is note making. I hope you understood what note making is exactly about. We can say that briefing a chapter, writing main important points of any topic or any chapter, is called note making. Now, what are the advantages of note making? That already we have discussed, but let's have a slight idea of that. A note making is a skill which improves by practicing. Student, this is very important. You can't consider not making a very normal thing. Not making also needs a presence of mind. Why? Because you should know what are the important points of that topic, what are the certain questions, certain points that can be asked in the paper. So this also needs a practice. This also needs your habit, your repeated activity of making notes. Then only you will be perfect in this. There are some advantages of note making. Let's go to know some of them. So one by one I'll tell you some advantages, why we should make notes, why this how it is beneficial for studies, and how we can utilize this to achieve good marks. So if you are not doing this note making, after studying this, maybe you will start making notes of your any subject that is you can find it difficult, or you want to be at the quick glance, so you can make. So let's see what are the some of the advantages of note making. It has a great importance in exams or in academic writing. Suppose you are having 20 chapters, or 20 chapters, suppose you are having all poems chapter, both the books you consider. Suppose you are having near about 20, 10, 15, whatever, and before exam you want to revise every chapter. So if you go through the text one by one, line by line, just imagine how much time it will consume. So Just to save your time, you can just go through the notes that you have prepared, and the whole picture, whole story will be clear in front of your eyes. Second, it is an organization of main points for future use. So for future use, you can, for example, in English grammar, you are writing some rules, some important rules of reported speech, voices, or anything, fine, and you have written it sequence wise, point to point. Then in future also you can go through that and you can see. Note making helps in keeping the information handy whenever we require. Handy means that is very easy for us. So note making summarize the chapter, summarizes the topics, and it saves our a lot of time. It helps in recollecting and recalling the past events said or heard. So it happens now after having a slight clue. When you go through the notes and you just read one sentence, all of a sudden the whole story, the whole chapters just unfolds in front of you. So this helps in recollecting and recalling of the stories or the past events. It helps in concentrating, understanding, and provides a permanent record. I hope this is clear to you. It makes our understanding better, and by making notes, we can save for future use also. Some important topics, if I talk about your science, suppose you are studying any principle of any scientist, how he has discovered discoveries, in which year what he has discovered, and what were the various steps that the particular scientist has taken. So you can make a note of that, and in future also you can see that. Note making format helps a writer to go through bulky documents quicker. Bulky, it means a complete chapter. Obviously, if you are in science especially, it happens, notes are given to the students. Your complete textbook is very bulky, very heavy, because that is a detailed thing, that is a detailed summary. But when you make notes, it becomes very handy for you, and it becomes very easy to understand and easy to carry. So this is the reason that we make notes. It helps in understanding a material if the notes are in own words. Now see, the things that we jot down by our own, that we write by our own hand, by our own choice of words, by our own understanding, that is much easy to understand as compared to others, to read others' notes. So if we are writing ourselves, we are using our own vocabulary, our own understanding, so that will be much easier for us to recall at the time of exam. It distinguishes between main points and details. So you up to 10th you all have studied essays also. So what you are doing in essays, if your long answers are there, then what you are doing, you are just reading heading, you are giving heading of any point, and after that you are explaining that. So once you write the heading, the whole concept unfolds in front of you, and you can make it, you can explain it. So note making is just like that. After only seeing the heading, you are able to express, describe rest part of that topic. So I hope this is clear to you. Now see in English how we are making notes. Generally students, the journal notes you are making in your rough notebooks or just for your exam preparation, you are writing it in a rough manner, in a whatever way you are comfortable, or whatever way you like, whatever comes in your mind, you just write according to that. But if I talk about the exam point of view in English communication, this note making is having a perfect format that need to be followed to score the marks. As I told, this comes under 8 marks. So I'll explain how the 8 marks are divided. First, see note making format. What does it consist? What are the particular format that we have to follow? Like we follow in notice writing, in letter writing, we are following a particular format. So like that, note making is also having. There is a fixed note making format. One needs to follow this note making format in order to have a clear and unambiguous understanding from it. So the note making format has first heading. It shows the title or the heading of the note. I'll show you one picture also, students, that will clear everything to you. First read, very important. You will be given one unseen passage. If I talk about English note making format, Then like you are having unseen passages and you have to find the question answers. Like that, one unseen passage will be given to you, complete unseen passage of 2-3 paragraphs, and they will ask you to make notes of that unseen passage. Then what will you do? You will first read the complete passage. By reading the complete passage, you'll get to know about which the examiner want to which topic the examiner has taken, what they want to tell us. So obviously there will be one topic, there will be one theme on which that unseen passage might have written. So you have to find out that topic, and you have to give a particular heading. Fine. So heading is very important. Then subheadings. As the name suggests, a subheading is a subdivision of the main topic. One can use as many subheadings as he or she wants. I'll explain you while showing the picture. Then point. Below subheadings, there are some points which are the part of the main topics. Then key or key words. Now what these key words are, just see the picture this. Now this is what we call note making, students. This come under 4 marks. I told that note making comes under 8 marks. So this 8 marks are also divided in 4 to 4. So first, this is the main format that we have to make while note making. Now see at the top, title of the topic. Title of the topic means, suppose you will be given one unseen passage, 3-4 paragraphs could be there, less than that, more than that, minimum 3 at least you'll get. If paragraphs not there, then you will find the unseen passages in points 1, 2, 3, 4 like this. You will be having that much of stuff in which you can find out the notes, or you can make the notes. So first, heading of that unseen passage you have to give, like you give in story writing, na? Your own heading, your own perception about the topic. So first, very important, because this consists of 1 mark. Don't forget to write the heading in note making. In study notes also, I have given you many unseen passages and their solutions so that you can practice that. So first is heading, title of the topic, very important. Then like this, they have written number 1. Number 1, subheading. It means you just select 5, 6, 10 lines or a 1 paragraph, whatever you are comfortable. So obviously in those 10, 15 lines, any topic will be discussed. So you just find out on which topic is discussed in these 5, 10, 15 lines, and you just give a subheading of that topic. So subheading, I hope you understood. Subheading you can make by selecting any 1 paragraphs. Suppose your unseen passage is in 3 paragraphs, just select 1 paragraph, complete 1 paragraph, okay? And in that 1 paragraph, just try to find out about what the writer is speaking. Obviously there will be one theme, which what is discussed, what the writer want to convey in this first paragraph, and from your that observation you just give one subheading, like you give in heading. Heading is the heading of complete unseen passage, whole, whether it is 3, 4, 5, how many paragraphs it is having. So heading is the common of whole unseen passage, and subheading is the heading of those particular lines on which you are making notes, or a particular paragraph. So I hope it is clear to you. After that, like they made point 1 important, what important things you found in that, what important things that you want to mark, that you want to write, just find out from that particular paragraph and make notes. Try to make it short, try to make it terse, because in note making we don't use complete sentences, we don't write long lines, complete sentences, no, we make it short. So make points of that, and see, like subheading, if there are points also, then you can write like this, then that is shown in the picture. Then take the second paragraph, again subheading of the second paragraph, then the points. If it is third, it is fourth, as long as it go, you have to make like this. Just make one subheading of each paragraph, and if there are only 2 paragraphs, then you just divide the lines. 15 lines, then next 15 lines, then next 20 lines. Like this you can give subheadings. So I suggest you students that at least you should make 3 to 4 subheadings. Minimum 3 at least should be there. Maximum you can go according to your own time and your will, but at least 3 subheadings should be there of your note making. Students, if something is not clear to you, please comment me in the comment box. I'll just try to sort it out, or we'll see what we can do, how I'll try some another method to explain this note making. But we have already discussed in our study notes the format of this heading, note making, and it will be clear to you. Then now see, what are the key of abbreviations? If you are making notes and you are habitual of making notes, you know it very well that we don't like complete sentences. We just write it in a short way. So this is very important. You have to use these key of abbreviations. You have to write short forms like GOV, we write for government. INFO, we write for information. Like EDU, we write for education. We make a symbol of and. Like, so these cannot, we write can't. So these are the short forms, these are the key abbreviations that you will use while making your notes. And wherever you have used those keys, you just mention at the bottom that which key you have used for which word. So like they might have somewhere written government, so they have used GOV for government. They have explained this also consists of 2 marks. Fine, not 2, 1 mark. Fine, 1 mark for heading, 1 mark for key of abbreviations, and 2 marks for your subheadings. So this is how these 4 marks are divided in note making. Further, the procedure of note making. Now you will ask, ma'am, what are the 4 other numbers? The 4 other is your summary of note making. Suppose in 4 marks you have given this, you have made notes, heading, title and everything. These are of 4 marks. And after that, second question they will ask, give a brief summary of your note making. Then what will you do? You will just add all the subheadings and you will make a story, a complete paragraph by using all these subheadings and points, and that will be the summary of your unseen passage, and that will consist of 4 marks. It means that should be between 50 to 60 words. So that is your another 4 mark pattern. Now the procedure of note making: read the passage provided, obviously, like you read all the unseen passages before answering. Underline the important sentences. The best way to do, please don't read unseen passage twice, because in English paper generally you don't have that much of time. So at the first time, while you are reading the unseen passage, through your pencil or highlighter, whatever you are having in your hand, you just underline the main points. Keep going. It helps you to make headings and subheadings. Make a rough note first so as to get an idea. Organize them in logical order or sequence for the final note. Once you underline all the important lines, after that, while making notes like this, while giving subheadings and points, this will be easy for you. Use the appropriate note making format. Appropriate, this one. This is the only way to write note making. You have to follow this pattern like this, like headings, subheadings you have to make. Do not change the idea or the message of the passage. You can't use your own words, you can't use your imagination, you can't write by your own. Fine, you just go through the idea of that unseen passage. Please don't change the meaning of that. Please don't use your own perception, don't change the idea of that passage. You have to go through that, whatever the writer wants to convey. Write notes of that only, because I know you people are very much in imagination and making things. Now see, points to remember: avoid using long sentence as headings or title. As I told earlier also, we don't need to write long sentences. Try to write short sentence. Never lose the main idea of the passage. As I told, don't use your destructive mind in that. Just don't change the main idea of the passage. Many students are doing that. They are writing by their own. They lost in thoughts. They become so creative. They become a great writer, and they start explaining their own theory. Please don't do that. Never lose the main idea of the passage. Ignore information which is less important. Not making means only important things. Unnecessary, less relevant things we need not to write in our notes. Be brief, clear, and specific. Look, student, please don't go that we have to use very big and heavy vocabulary words. No, you can write in your simple way, because it should be clear and it should be specific. Use logical sequence. You'll not find problem. Once you go through the section wise, once you go through paragraph wise, automatically your note making will be in sequence only. But please don't write like you make last paragraph at the first and first at the middle at the last. Don't go that. Just go through the sequence of the unseen passage that I had given to you. Leave no space to avoid confusion. Need not to write many spaces. In picture, again, please see that picture to clarify the idea. Do not include your own version or understanding. This again and again I am telling, because whenever I check the note making, I found your own theory in that. Students generally get distracted from the main idea, and then they are explaining their own ideas, their own theory of Einstein. So don't do that. Use abbreviations. Abbreviation are very important because it consists of 1 mark, as I told. So try to use abbreviations. Simple abbreviations you can use, like of and, like of cannot, wouldn't, education. You'll find very easily. And 4 5, if I talk about under 1 mark how many key of abbreviations you have to use, then I would suggest that to use for 5 to 6. 5 to 6 key to abbreviations are more than enough. So neither less nor more. Make your notes more memorable by adding colors, drawing, and symbols. Symbols you can use, symbols like and symbol and whatever comes in your mind, but I'll not say that go for color and drawing, because you will not be having that much of time. But if you are having, and if you are creative enough, then you can use, but you can skip it. If I say I'm in the favor that you should skip. So these are the points to be remembered for note making. Once again, student, again and again I am saying this heading, title of the topic, and this then subheadings from the particular lines, then the main points and the key of abbreviation at the last. This is the way to make notes. And summary I told you, and I explained in the study notes also. You get to know by there. So please do practice as much as you can. And how you can start: you can make notes of your physics, you can make notes of your chemistry, and at the ground level, if you are studying, then please make notes of your chapters of English. So the whole story is there. You just do practice of making notes of chapter. You will be having double profit. One profit is that you need not to study the complete chapter while you're having your PT1 exam, PT2 exam, and whatever, and it will save a lot of time yours, and you will be able to score good marks in this note making composition. Thank you.